Mona stood at the shore of Motunui, watching the waves dance under the golden sunset. The ocean whispered to her, its gentle waves curling around her feet as if calling her for another adventure. One evening, as she sat with her grandmother Tala's spirit beneath the great tree, she heard an unusual story, one she had never heard before. Mona, long ago, before even my grandmother's time, there was an island called Lumina. It was the heart of the ocean's magic, a place where light glowed from the trees, and the waters sparkled like the stars in the sky. But one day, the island disappeared, vanished into the mist, never to be seen again. Mona's heart pounded with excitement. An island full of magic, lost in time. She had to find it. The next morning, Mona prepared her canoe. Pua, her loyal pig, squealed excitedly as he hopped aboard. Hei Hei, the ever-clueless rooster, fluttered onto the sail, nearly falling off before Mona caught him. She sailed into the vast ocean, trusting the waves to guide her as they had before. For days, she followed the stars, reading the sky as her ancestors had taught her. Then, one night, a strange glow appeared on the horizon, a golden shimmer, barely visible through the mist. The lost island, Mona whispered. As she sailed closer, the mist thickened, making it difficult to see. The air was warm, almost humming with energy. Then suddenly, the fog cleared, and Mona gasped. Before her lay the most breathtaking island she had ever seen. The trees shimmered with glowing fruits, the rivers flowed like liquid silver, and fireflies danced in patterns, creating trails of light. But something was strange. There were no people. Mona pulled her canoe ashore and stepped onto the soft, glowing sand. The moment she did, the island seemed to awaken. The trees rustled, and the water swirled, as if welcoming her. Pua, Hei Hei, stay close, she whispered. Deeper into the island, she found an enormous tree with golden leaves. At its base, a large stone tablet lay cracked in half. Ancient carvings covered its surface. As Mona traced her fingers over them, the ocean whispered in her mind, helping her understand. The heart of Lumina was stolen. Without it, the island sleeps. Suddenly, the ground trembled. A deep, rumbling voice echoed through the air. Who dares enter Lumina? Mona spun around. Before her stood a giant creature, half-human, half-glowing spirit. His body shimmered like the night sky, and his eyes burned like twin suns. I am Mona of Motunui, she said boldly. I seek to restore Lumina's heart. The guardian studied her. Then, he raised a glowing hand, and 3 golden orbs floated before her. To prove your worth, you must complete 3 tasks. Only then shall I reveal the heart's location. Mona took a deep breath. I'm ready. Her first challenge was to navigate a river of moving stones. The rocks constantly shifted, making it nearly impossible to cross. But Mona watched their patterns, timing her steps perfectly until she reached the other side. The second test led her to a dark cave where she had to find a hidden pearl of light. She listened to the ocean inside her heart, feeling the flow of energy. She reached out and found the pearl, glowing softly in her hands. The final trial was the hardest. Mona had to summon the courage to step into a swirling vortex of water that led to the heart of the island. Trusting the ocean, she leaped in and found herself floating in a glowing underwater chamber. There, in the center, rested a small, pulsating gem, the lost heart of Lumina. Mona reached out and gently lifted it. Instantly, the chamber erupted in light, and she felt herself being lifted back to the surface. As Mona placed the heart back into the great tree, a brilliant wave of energy spread across Lumina. The trees glowed brighter, the river sparkled, and laughter filled the air as ghostly figures of the island's people appeared, smiling at her. You have restored Lumina, the guardian said, his voice warm with gratitude. You are truly the ocean's chosen one. Mona smiled. I didn't do it alone. The ocean, my ancestors, and my heart guided me. As she sailed back to Motunui, she looked over her shoulder one last time. The island of Lumina shimmered under the moonlight, no longer lost because now its story would live forever. And Mona knew, deep in her heart, that this was just the beginning of many more adventures to come.